Hey everybody, this is Jerry Miller, 007 Systems. This is a sample video to show how we install our wall lighting, our Z-Wave motion wall lights. And I just wanted to put this up on YouTube, so if anyone was doing a search, they can find this and see how easy these installations are. There's several steps here. This light is basically a motion light, and it has a Z-Wave interface installed in it. So installing it is the same as installing any other outdoor wall light. It's just got a common, and a ground. So let's go through the steps here real quick. Again, I just like to mention here there is a danger of being shocked. So if you're not comfortable installing electrical devices, please get a local electrician to do it for you. All right, let's go ahead, and this is how we do these. First thing we do is turn off the breaker for this circuit. Step 2, we check to make sure the light has no power by turning it on and going outside and making sure the existing light is not turning on. We remove the existing light from the wall. Now after removing it, we should have 3 wires, as I mentioned earlier, a ground, a white, which is common or neutral, and the black, which is the hot. And then once we get those taken care of and get them ready to go, we'll go ahead and screw the mounting bracket for the light to that electrical box. One thing to make sure you do with this particular light is this mounting box is skinnier on the bottom than it is the top. It's kind of a funnel shape, so make sure you don't mount that upside down. Make sure the skinny part is on the bottom. Now we're going to take the ground wire and we're going to mount it to the grounding screw on the grounding bracket. I'm sorry, on the light bracket. Leave this screw out because we're going to attach another wire to this in a minute here. So now that we've attached the ground wire, we're going to go ahead and get a light holder. Now these are just pieces of 12 gauge ground wire that we've kind of folded into this position. And what it's going to do is hold the light for us while we wire it to the wires in the house. So we just clip the top of that hook onto the bottom of the hole here, and then clip the other part of the mounting bracket in the hole on the light. And this enables us to use both our hands to wire the light while it's being held here by this holder. So next we're going to attach the ground wire of the light to the ground wire screw. And we do that just by wrapping it around it and then twisting it around itself and then tightening that green screw. And then the next step, we're going to attach the black wire to the black wire of the light, the white wire to the white wire of the light. Then we're going to take our needle nose tools and we're going to push those screw caps all the way back in that box. Make sure you get them all the way back because we're also going to put the relay in this box. So we're going to need lots of room in this box once we get everything pushed back. Next step, we're going to pair the relay with our controller. So we're going to have to turn the circuit breaker back on. Then we're going to have to go to our controller, pull it up, and go through the instructions on putting it in pairing mode. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and push the pair button on this relay. So when this relay is powered up, it will start pairing with your controller. Once it is paired with the controller, it should show up as a binary on-off light switch. Once you have that paired, we're going to go ahead and test the light. So go ahead and screw a light bulb into the light. Make sure it's powered up still. And we're going to do a test from the controller and make sure everything is working as it should. So go ahead and test the light. The light should turn on with the controller. The light should turn off with the controller. So once you get that done, go ahead and turn the light back off with your controller. Then go ahead and push the relay in that hole that we should have enough room in there for now. And then remove your light holder, which is that little bracket thing we made for it. And then you want to make sure all these wires are nice and neat in there and they're not pinched on anything. And go ahead and push the light to the wall, lining up the hole with this bracket, with this outer hole here, and put the screws back in it. And then the last step is we're going to go ahead and test it. Now, step 18, I tell you to put silicone around it, but go ahead and test it first just to make sure everything works right. And the way to do that is We put the switch at the bottom on test mode, and we do a walk test to test the light's range. If it's too sensitive, go ahead and on the left, I'm sorry, on the left side of the light, you'll see H and M and L and the sensitivity down here. It stands for high, medium, and low. And if it's too sensitive with that walk test, you can turn it down. If it's not sensitive enough, you would put it on high. Like I said earlier, if it's too sensitive, go ahead and turn it down to the low setting. Next thing we're going to do is put it on 4 or 10 or dusk to dawn settings, and that's going to tell the light how long you want the light to stay on and when to come on. And once those settings are correct, then we can go ahead and put the silicone around the edge of that light. If you don't have a gasket for it, do the silicone. It'll keep the moisture out and will protect your relay from moisture damage. If you do have a gasket and you feel it's good enough to keep the moisture out, go ahead and use that. And then once we're done with that, we're done. The light should be installed, and you should be able to turn it on and off with your controller. And then when the sun goes down, you should be able to walk out in front of the light and test the motion. Everything should be working fine, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate in contacting us. We are 007systems.com. Again, this is Jerry. Enjoy.